Good morning, my Gen X friends. I have tried to do this video about 3 times and I had to stop and start because the sweat underneath my hair has been insane. Gen X women, this is some bullshit. If you know, you know, this whole the change thing is annoying AF. But that's a whole topic for another video for another day. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this about something that was inspired by a comment that I had yesterday on my video about how the fuck did we get sucked into this political shit. And this is not to call anyone out. We don't do that here. It's just food for thought. I seriously want to know. This person's comment kind of said that if you voted one way, this person was going to continue the establishment. If you voted the other way, this other candidate was here to take apart the establishment and drain the swamp, so to speak. And I'm here to say, I wonder, after I read that, I kind of had an aha moment. I'm thinking, do we really all agree on what the establishment is? Because I don't know that we do. And this is just my opinion. The establishment is any organization in our American society that has been around since before we were born and is big and has 2 objectives. One is to control the masses, and 2 is to make as much money as possible, no matter what the cost. Doesn't matter if it hurts people or the environment. They're just here to make money no matter what, and they don't want anything standing in their way. And the people who are really deeply ingrained in this mindset, in my opinion, are any of those who were born in 1964 or before that. These are boomers. These are silent generation. So like our parents are sometimes our siblings and grandparents before that. This is what they grew up with. This is the world they knew. And so they are very afraid of things changing. And they also have a lot of trust in said organizations because that was all they had. There was no internet. There was no information outside of what you were spoon-fed. And I even think the news, Walter Cronkite, great guy, but he was delivering news that was fed to him. And I'm sure it was very curated and carefully created. And if you notice, both presidential candidates and most of Congress are all in this age group. So they are all part of this establishment mindset. And so interested in keeping the establishment going because it has benefited them for all these decades. So why would they want it to stop? The establishment is out to make a profit over people, and out to control the masses and control the narrative. And just because the players are changing, don't fucking think the game has changed. Because even though some people who come along might be younger than that group, like say Elon Musk, they are in a financial position where they are very interested in keeping the establishment going. And there's nothing wrong with having wealth, even great wealth. There's nothing wrong with capitalism. But when it becomes sort of out of control greed and like power hungry stuff, that's when you get into trouble, and it usually doesn't end well. I think the draining of the swamp is not dismantling the establishment so it's better for us. It's really making it easier for the establishment to continue and make even more money than it has before, and change the narrative and control it to benefit them as well. Because the takeover of Twitter or X, and now Elon Musk wants to take over even more outlets, it's not so you can have free speech. I mean, maybe that allows some of you to vent even more. And I have to ask you, if you feel the need to be a fucking total jerk online, like, what the hell are you so angry for? But it's to control the narrative to the way he wants it so that his agenda moves forward. And I guarantee you his agenda is not to make your life better and put more money in your pocket. And I think the left has gone to the extreme as well, keeping people disempowered and keeping people making a lot of promises that they don't keep towards our, indigenous brothers and sisters and our brothers and sisters of color, and really just allowing some things to happen that really aren't benefiting America in general. It's kind of causing a bit more chaos. And so Yeah. But again, this chaos is benefiting someone, somewhere, making someone money. So, what do I consider the establishment? These are things that have been in our culture for a long time, that systems that benefit a certain few. And like I said, they want to control and have profits. So that's organized religion, that's the government, that's the Federal Reserve, that's the banking system, Wall Street, that's public education, higher education, that's the FDA, the CDC, the EPA, and big agriculture, big food, big pharma. That's the entertainment industry. That's the media, the news, like all of these things. Depending on who's behind it, they pull the strings to make them the most money and control the narrative, which is why it makes me scratch my head that more Gen Xers are not in politics. And people might be like, we just want to be left alone, fuck it. But hey, I mean, do you want the narrative to be controlled by someone else or not? Like allowing these older generations to continue the old school ways that don't work really aren't going to benefit you, and then acting like they're your parents that are coming in to like save you and punish those who didn't behave. Like, what the fuck? That's all I'm saying. Let me know what you think. I just feel like the establishment is all of those things, and you really have to look and say, who stands to benefit? We always say follow the money, which I think is right on target, but realize that some people are just coming at it from a different angle, but the goal is still the same. Just because the players have changed doesn't mean the game isn't the same. And we know the game sucks. So people can say, don't hate the players, hate the game. Then let's change the fucking game and stop focusing on the players.